What up, fight fans? This is Squared Circle Productions. This is my new rant called the WBC Changes Up. Okay. About 2 months ago, ESPN had announced that the WBC was having a tournament for Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s vacated titles at welterweight and junior middleweight. So they didn't have all the details in at the time, but they said that the PBC Fox network premiere of PBC with Danny Garcia to kick off January versus Robert Guerrero would be the first fight in a series of fights that would be staged as a tournament to lead up to the crowning of the champion at 147, which is welterweight. Okay. Now, I was on ESPN Mobile, and I check it every day, so I get my information. One of the ways. And I see that the WBC decided to change what their original plan, and basically this is what's happening. Instead of the fights leading up to a champion, they're going to start the first fights off to determine the champions, and then the mandatories will be fought for. In some cases, some people will be plugged in, and then others will have to fight for a spot. But this is basically what's going on. The Danny Garcia versus Robert Guerrero has been upgraded to a championship status, so they're basically fighting for the vacant title off top. Okay, now Amir Khan is the mandatory challenger for the winner. Now the WBC has a rule that states that when a vacated title is fought for, then the winner has to have 2 mandatory defenses, okay, as opposed to beating a champion and winning the title where you only have 1 mandatory. Okay, so Amir Khan is the first mandatory. So now, just because he's a mandatory doesn't mean that the champion will definitely fight him after this fight, but that's how it should go. Okay, so the winner of Danny Garcia versus Ghost Guerrero will fight Amir Khan. Okay, the second mandatory challenger will be the winner of Lamont Peterson versus Andre Berto. Okay, so the winner of Garcia Guerrero, assuming he beats Amir Khan, his next challenge would be against the winner of Lamont Peterson versus Andre Berto. Okay. On the undercard of the Garcia Guerrero fight, a fight between Sammy Vasquez and Martinez will be held, and that will be what they're calling a wild card spot. Not too sure what a wild card is, but the winner will become a wild card. Okay, as well as a January 30th fight between Miguel Barrionuevo and Azael Casio. Okay, so The winner of Vasquez Martinez will become a wild card, as well as the winner between Villanueva and Casio will be a wild card. Also, Ray Robinson is named as a wild card. Okay. On the junior middleweight side of things, Jamel Charlo versus John Jackson. Now, no date or location has been set. And as well, same scenario, the winner must make 2 mandatory defenses. Okay, and how they're going to do this is the winner of Demetrius Andrade and Charles Hadley will be the first mandatory, while the winners of Vanez Martirosyan versus Julian Williams and Ishe Smith versus Jorge Cota will receive the other wild card and go on to fight Austin Trout, who has also been named the wild card. So basically, in this scenario, you're going to have one fight to set up the first mandatory. You're going to have the winners of 2 fights face each other and then go on and face Austin Trout to determine who the second mandatory is. Don't understand what that's about. But these wild cards. So I don't know if that's a title eliminator or what. And maybe they're putting these wild cards in there to, in the event that fighters, due to contractual obligations or whatever, not being able to make weight because some of these guys are tweeners, could be, moving up in divisions or whatever the case may be, they having their bases covered. So it'll be interesting. Not too happy with certain things, and lately, like a lot of people been tripping. A lot of people been going in on the fighters, and honestly, man, the game, the business of boxing is still not regulated like football, baseball, basketball. So, to be honest with you, even though there's certain things as far as from the code of integrity and honor, things of that nature, the gentleman's code, whatever, what you will, the G code, whatever. There are certain things that myself and others, an unwritten expectation of fighters. But then again, we living in the day and age of the almighty dollar. And honestly, all you got to be doing is to show the ability to get money, to make money, to manage money, and people will still look up to you. The ends justify the means. Where people that live by a code of honor, it's about the means justifying the ends. How you do things, the way you got your money. It's just some stuff you wouldn't do. No amount of money will cause you to put yourself in a questionable situation and disrespect yourself, or even bring shame or disrespect or dishonor towards your family. Because you're the representative of your family. You're the face of your family to the world. So you don't want to make your family look like idiots and fools behind your foolishness. But nowadays, that stuff is long gone, man. You know, people will be like, shoot, for money, I'll do this, And so, can't knock people. I mean, like I said, it's just a different day and time we live in. So, I can't necessarily go hard on people for doing whatever, because then you gotta deal with the backlash of people. Hey, you just hating. Then, that stuff gets overplayed too. Everybody want to cry hating. They want to play the hate card, and throw that out there. I mean, honestly, if you're going out of your way to just put somebody down, honestly, man, if you're putting somebody down that's in a better situation than you, okay, again, we can't get on a soapbox and start talking about ends justify, means justifying the ends, and when we start looking into, when people start, uncovering the layers of your shit, and they see, you got some unscrupulous activity going on in your life or whatnot. Then, but it's different. My situation's different now. It don't go that way. So be willing to give people the grace that you would want to be given in certain situations. So you can't really go hard, especially if you don't know all the facts. Have all the information. So at this juncture, at this venture, I'm not really going in on the fighters themselves. I mean, that's too easy, and that's basic. Really, it's these organizations. And the truth of the matter, we as fans, it's a conundrum, because if we didn't watch, then maybe, if we didn't support their stuff, then they don't make their money. And when they start trying to do focus group studies on why this wasn't successful, then, well, man, we feel like y'all cheating us when y'all do this or when you do that. Or when you find a dumb reason to strip a man of his title 4 days before his title fight. Put him in a position where he got lost the fight before he done had to fight. Do the unthinkable and beat a guy, that's been the heavyweight champion for 10 years. Held the title for 10 years. And you come in there and beat this dude. And you get all his belts. He holds belts in four organizations. And you beat him. And not even in less than a month, one of them strips you of a title. Because you ain't fighting they mandatory. When in essence you done became a super champion anyway, because you holding titles in four organizations. So it's no way you can fight all these mandatories and keep everybody happy. And you already have a contract to state that you have to give this man a rematch. If by taking this fight, if you win, you got to give this man a rematch, if he so desire. So that he's under obligation and he can't do that. But you start the process to remove him as the champion, so your organization get there. But it's BS, because nobody really recognized that. But here's the problem. I'm going to watch the fight tonight to see who going to win the IBF championship. So I can bitch and complain about the IBF. I can complain about the WBC. I can complain about the WBO. I can complain about all of them. I can find something that I can complain about. But at the end of the day, they going to do what they going to do, because they know we going to glue our asses to the set and watch it. We might not